Now we're live. You're
Oh,
on a
great.
laptop, yeah? So if you click
Okay.
comments in the top right, you'll be able to see when people say stuff.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Just went for a hike this morning and enjoyed like the sunrise in the mountains. So it was wonderful.
That's beautiful. I went yesterday for a hike because it was like nearly 70 degrees here yesterday.
Yeah. Where are you? Oh,
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the
it was
weather's that's warm.
unseasonably warm. Yeah, it was lovely. So I just went for a little hike with the wee man yesterday. He loved it. It's just beautiful, walking around through the
Yeah.
woods and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, we
That's
had
what
a
we
nice
did this
time.
morning.
But it's all been ruined today though. It's all pouring rain and cold out today. So at least we got some sun in yesterday. Get that
Yes.
vitamin D.
Awesome.
Good
Yeah.
morning, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Lori. Hi, Michelle. You guys are always here fast. So fast. Good morning,
Yeah.
Mary. Welcome. Good morning, Christy. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Come on in. Get your nice cup of tea or coffee.
Yes.
This is Jamie, guys. Jamie knew Terry Palmer.
Yes, I trained with him during
Wonderful.
his classes that he did during like COVID, during the lockdown. They were all Zoom classes and groups. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a wonderful community around here. Everybody is so loving and receptive to all. We can talk about anything we want, basically.
Yes.
And these guys will get it. So that's the wonderful thing about these guys. They're all very clued up. So
yeah. So they'll be ready.
Where do we start? Let's start with your spiritual awakening. We like to start with that. How did you have yours?
So I had it probably shortly before 2020. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist by trade. So I had been primarily in the world of hypnotherapy for clinical purposes. And I started having clients who were having experiences that couldn't be like explained or that I could explain, that past lives. And I didn't have experience with that at the time because it was purely clinical work. Hold on just a moment. I just saw my computer do something funny.
Do your thing. Hey, you're fine. Do your thing.
Okay, so that should do that.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, so the clinical work opened me up. Like I became aware of things that I couldn't explain at the time. And I didn't necessarily have, like, I would say, architecture of the brain to understand. I wasn't not spiritual, but I hadn't really come into terminologies and like such as like higher self and like really understanding the dimensionality to anything. I was just going in from a clinical perspective, from a psychoanalysis perspective. And when I started to have these experiences with clients, it started to make me ask questions and explore deeper. And that's when I even came across QHHT at the time, because at the time that was
Gotta love Grandma D. Dolores is the best. Love her.
And that was explaining a lot of what I was experiencing as a clinical hypnotherapist. So I started to explore that and become very curious about that, but as well as, the higher self and that whole, yeah. So that kind of brought me into the field of spirituality as well.
It is, huh?
It really is. It really is. Especially when I didn't know what I was seeing or feeling or touching when I would do these sessions. I wasn't necessarily aware of the spiritual component, but also the other dimensional components that are happening when you are accessing the deep unconscious. Yeah. You're not
in the quantum field.
Yeah. And you're not like, from a psychoanalyst perspective or from a clinical perspective, you're not like prepared. That's not things that you cover as part of training and learning about the human psyche. So it all kind of feels sort of at the time confusing to understand what was going on.
Especially if you come from conventional psychiatry.
Yes,
they
that's
make it confusing on purpose. They're
yes,
muddying the waters. Yeah.
exactly. And then it's interesting how many as I did the clinical hypnotherapy, my process completely changed as well, because that's when I started connecting to the higher self and this receiving like guidance and intuition and starting to follow that. And so the process that I do with clients that are both what I would call muggles and spiritual community is comes from the teachings that kind of like my higher self brought through. Yeah.
That higher self is always drip feeding us, isn't it? As
Mhm.
Dolores would say, small bites.
Yeah.
So we don't break our brains.
Yeah.
So, what directed you to Terry Palmer? Just out of curiosity.
Okay. So part of my exploration when I was going through the QHHT world and trying to understand the spiritual component to what I was doing, I met someone in the QHH field who exposed me to a training, and she said, she was like, would you like to go to this training? It's a QHHT based people. And I was interested in exploring at that time. I didn't know if I wanted to take a QHHT course or what I wanted to do. And she invited me to this clinic, which there were like 5 or 6 QHHT practitioners there and some other hypnotherapists. And I met someone there who is part of the RSR group on Natasha.
Oh, you know Natasha. Yes,
Yeah.
we love Natasha. She's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how I even came into the world. And so I became friends with her during that weekend of training, and stayed in contact with her. And even though I didn't choose to explore the QHHT pathway, I still continued on with the clinical and trauma-based work. Her and I stayed in contact, and I remember her reaching out and saying, hey, I'm doing this training. It's RSR. And at the time, I was still skeptical of both past life work, but also spirit work. I was not like even aware that there was a spiritual component or a spiritual world. And it freaked me out. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. And then she sent me a couple clearings that she had like experienced, and I listened and I was really intrigued, and it just perked my interest. And I asked, okay, so could you do it on me? And they, and so she had members within the community do one, and it just felt so accurate. And I was just like, whoa, how did they know this? So it made me curious, and she invited me to join what Dr. Palmer was doing at the time. He was doing like 3 days a week where he did students observation, where they had medium and facilitator doing clearings, and they would have a student observation and part where I would just observe them doing the clearings, or there was a group of students that were just observing. So I went through a period of where we were just observing, and I got really curious. And then it was during 2020 that Dr. Palmer couldn't do any more courses, so he chose to do it online ones. And I did that first section. So I connected to mediums and learned to facilitate and guide, and bring in my guides to do the clearings.
How exciting.
Yeah. And then I knew that it wasn't necessarily like what I was going to do in terms of like becoming a practitioner or a medium, but I knew it was to expose me to the spirit world, to understand the spirit world, but also what was at play, both light and dark, like what energies and entities you're really coming up against. And so that really exposed me to things I could never have understood in any other context.
It is a wild ride, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
there's a lot that we are learning on a day-to-day basis. I think you could be doing this work for 50 years and still be learning new stuff every day. That's how complex and how how big the whole thing is. It's just massive. This world is like a zoo, and there's creatures absolutely everywhere. And some of them, like last night, we were doing a clearing, and we one of our students in our mediumship class, she's very, very powerful medium, even though she's still kind of beginning to harness those abilities. And she said, do you add to your reports, do you check for mischievous elementals? And I was like, no, actually, I'll check. So sure enough, when we started doing clearings, I added that to my protocol, and I found a fairy in somebody's bedroom that was being a naughty little shit.
Did you really?
Their sleep and causing all kinds of problems. And
yeah,
what?
I know. When you come across the spirit world and you have no idea of their like capabilities, their influence, their effects, and yeah, there can be like, it's to understand the different nuances of them. Some of them are harmless. Some of them are having a little fun. Some of them are taking
This one was very naughty, and it was trying to cause problems. It was angry at humans, and it's trying to cause as much disruption and chaos as possible.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how, we attract things of a similar vibration, as they say. And the person that was going through that had the fairy has been somebody who's been dealing with attachments for quite a while. They keep coming back.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. So every day that, especially when you have somebody that keeps getting new ones, and it's a kid as well. And those are the toughest ones, because when they keep coming back, there's some kind of an underlying thing. And it's like, you have to be a detective to try and figure out where they're coming in. And if they keep coming, then you're missing something.
Yes.
You're not asking the right questions.
Yeah.
Or there's something that can't be changed yet. Yes. And what was interesting is in this particular case, we checked there was a curse to suffer.
Oh.
That couldn't be cleared.
Yeah.
The guy said, sorry, we can't clear this. It hasn't gone through the things it needs to go through.
Yeah.
And sure enough, a couple months later, last night, we checked again, and it finally cleared.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were like, yes, he had the experience that he was meant to experience, and now we've cleared it. The curse to suffer is gone.
Yeah.
But he was the same person that had the fairy too. So we're like, man, there's so many things that could be causing issues.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And sometimes we are contracted with negative beings to have experiences. Sometimes these negative beings overstay their welcome, overstay their experience that they were supposed to have, because they get a little too comfortable.
It's a lifetime. What blew my mind is that sometimes your attachments don't go away in death. And that is one of the things that really shocked me, because a lot of times we think, oh, we're going to heaven. Why would we have attachments? Because those attachments are still trying to teach you something. Exactly.
Because you did not learn the lessons from what you were supposed to learn. So until you do, the attachments just continue to come back. And that's where like this work really steps in, because if you don't deal with the energetic components within, then the vulnerabilities, then they're going to come back. Those vulnerabilities, those traumas are just like, they're like fragrance to the entities. So you just call them right back in a lot of cases. So
it's ringing the dinner bell,
Exactly. And so when we don't address the underlying issues, whether it's ancestral karma, this life karma, things that emotional wounds that have happened in this life or another life, if we're not also addressing those in combination with the spiritual release, then those entities are just going to come back. And they're just good. Yeah. Like you said, dinner bell is going to ring. You may be clear for a period of time. And, can continue doing the spiritual protection, but there is the component of healing and addressing the underlying issues and understanding what those are as well, because they're only there to help you accelerate your spiritual development in the first place.
Do you want to talk about our hangout sesh the other day and
Yeah.
what came from that? Because the way Jamie offered me a healing session, and I was very excited to experience it, and it was astounding. I actually she she hypnotized me. I was out. I
Yeah, you were. You were so out that you were like came back and you're like, was I snoring? I was like, no, you were good. You did amazing.
You guys know that's my fear now. It's like every time I start like going into trance, that's what I do. I start snoring. I don't even snore when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I've checked. I've asked. No, I don't.
Yeah.
So for some reason, when I go into trance, I'm like, out.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You did an amazing job too. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank
It
you
was
so
great
much.
working with you. I love working with all people, but it's like especially satisfying when somebody does release and just allow that the source, the higher self to come through fully. It's so satisfying when that happens.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I barely even remember it, to be honest. Like I was not with it. I was somewhere else when this was happening. So if you want to talk about it, we can. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Did you take notes? Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yeah. So yes, I did take notes. So
Cool.
let me just grab them right here real quick.
I don't mind sharing this stuff with these guys. They know what I'm like.
Yeah.
I'll tell them anything.
Okay, sounds good. So some of the things that we were covering, let's see here. So do you remember the things that we covered?
Vaguely, very vaguely.
Very vaguely. Yeah. So I think it would be helpful to start with describing the process a little bit, and then we can kind of go
Perfect.
into your experience of it.
Fantastic. Let's do that.
Yeah. So back to like the point where as a clinical hypnotherapist, I was doing really what I was taught at the time. But as I started to open up to the higher self, I started to like get a guidance of like, okay, so you'll want to do this next and you want to do this. So the process is completely origins from the higher self and my guides. And so it's not something that other practitioners actually do. So when somebody wants to come to me for hypnotherapy, it's not a replica of what they've experienced other places or what they might have experienced in other trainings. It's completely different. So what I do is bring somebody through trance state and into their connection to the higher self. And in that, what I use is it's kind of like I am a computer technician using the higher self awareness to begin to scan the body for any areas of trapped emotion. And those trapped emotions might have come from this lifetime or a past lifetime. But if it's activated in the body now, the brain is very aware of it. And that energy is like, it creates patterns, and it creates patterns of being, feeling, thinking, doing. And those patterns are patterns that are trauma-based or emotional wounds that we weren't able to deal with or rectify in the moment. So our body stores them. If anybody is aware or connected to 3D understanding of like the body keeps score or the body remembers. So those are psychology-based tools and understandings, but the body does remember every moment, whether it was in this lifetime or another lifetime. And every moment that we don't process emotionally gets stored. And when that energy emotion gets stored, it builds up over lifetimes, over moments. And they create patterns, and the patterns can be things such as emotional disturbances, mental disorders, physical disease, illnesses, but also relational issues. And so as these energies stay trapped in our body, we have no other option but to continue to repeat them until we see them and able to heal them and integrate them. So what Laura and I were doing is finding the spaces and places where she might have buried in and trapped emotions during our session, right?
Hold that thought for a second. We just lost 70 people on our feed.
lost them?
With 70 people just dropped out of the feed, and now I can't log into Facebook.
Oh.
Facebook just crashed all around. Everything on Facebook just crashed. I can't log into Facebook.
What?
And look, it's doing this. Thank you for saying that, Mary, because I don't know what's going on. We just lost 70 people watching live.
Oh my God.
Within the course of 2 minutes. And this is what Facebook is doing. I think Facebook is down.
Oh my gosh.
I thought somebody hacked my account for a second.
Okay,
I was like internally freaking out for like 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, my Facebook is completely down as well.
Facebook is down, you guys. Go switch to YouTube if you can't hear me right now. Yeah, we had over 100 people watching, and now we have 40.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
They're starting to rejoin. Yeah, Facebook is completely down.
Oh my gosh.
Weird stuff happening right now.
Yes. Hold on. Let me tune in. I feel
Hi,
like
Catherine. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, everybody switch to YouTube. I don't know what's going on. In case your Facebook goes down too. Yeah, Facebook, it is down. Yep.
Is Facebook down completely?
Oh, I'm so glad it's not just me, because instead of log out, I thought somebody hacked my account for a second.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
All the numbers. It just dropped from 100 to 40 within maybe 3 minutes.
Hold on just a moment. I want to tune into my guidance and feel into what's happening.
I'm on down detector.
Okay, hold on.
Yep, Facebook is down. Yep, can't log in. See what I mean, you guys? Shit's getting weird.
Breaking the internet with truth.
There's been 44,000 reports in the last 20 seconds.
Holy shit.
Down detector.
Okay. Okay. This is crazy. I'm gonna give this laptop just to somebody who's also sharing space with me. And I feel like that will create an energetic smoothing.
All right, it's good. That's why Facebook is down. You guys must be all watching us on YouTube now. That's really weird. I was like, what did we say? Like, what did we say? I started panicking. I didn't want to cut her. I didn't want to like cut her off or anything. But I was like internally screaming, going, "Oh my God, what's going on with my Facebook? Why can't I log in?" Okay. I want to see all of you dropping. Yeah, Facebook must be completely down. Look at all these YouTube comments. Hi guys. But is it have the backup?
Is it just coming through YouTube now? People coming back?
No, everybody's watching on. These are all people on YouTube that are watching. Facebook is still down.
Okay. I feel like what I'm getting guidance is to ground the session and all the people that are connecting.
Yes, we all need grounding. Absolutely. I'm gonna smudge the bad juju away.
So my guides are asking that all those that are connected to this session, Jamie, Laura, begin to just imagine now holding hands and creating a sacred space for this connection and allowing information to come through, stream through to the highest good of all. And just allowing everyone that is connected just to feel grounded, safe, sovereign in their bodies. And taking a nice deep breath in. And now just imagine that as we ground, that our roots now connect to earth and now connect to each other. And as they connect to each other, feel those roots building us all up, growing a sacred, sovereign space to receive information, wisdom, and light. And so it is. It's complete. Yeah, it's funny. I felt the surge of energy when the disconnection happened.
I got the jitters. Yeah, I got jittery.
Yeah, I felt the whole, it was like, what I'm hearing, it was a purposeful attack, like to shut this connection down.
What's really weird is I had an intuitive thought earlier today that I need to take my photos off of Facebook and print them out in real life.
Yeah.
Because I actually had an old Facebook account that I used for my backpacking. I backpacked around the world for 14 years. And that Facebook page was deleted without warning or explanation, and I could never access my photos. So I was using Facebook as my storage device for my photos and my videos. So 10 out of 14 years of my travels, all my
Wow.
photos and videos are gone. All of them. Forever. Gone.
Yeah.
So all of those memories are the only place that they exist now is in my head. And it just sucks, you know?
Yeah.
So I had the thought today, you know, if shit's really going to get weird and the stuff's going to start collapsing, I think I'm going to try and save some sentimental stuff that I have online. And sure enough, this happens today.
Yeah.
So
and what I'm hearing, it is not coincident that it happened at this time in this space, and that it was purposeful intent to pull people away from information. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling, is that the chaos came in at the right time.
We're not using social media how they wanted us to.
I know. They don't want the energy. It's really not even the information. It's the energetic transfer that's going to happen now. And there was an energetic intention to stop the energetic transfer. That's why, oh my God, I'm hearing like, that's why there was a delay in Jamie's awareness was delayed, because that there was an intention to cause a delay, to cause a disruption. That's what my guidance is saying. And so that's what that attempt was. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's so crazy.
Well, that explains the jitters, because I felt like I drank 2 cups of coffee. Maybe it was the panic attack I had, thinking my Facebook got deleted again.
Yeah. You know what we'd like to do? My guides are offering to do what we can do right now is we can do a mini session with you and me, just to pull that jitteriness out of you and all those that are here experiencing that. If you're okay, bringing you in just
Please, by all means, that would be amazing. Let's shake it off.
Okay. Yeah, let's shake it off. Let's bring our power back. I
this
feel
is what I mean. Like, you know, we put ourselves in this comfort zone with technology, you know, and we become so dependent on it.
Yeah.
So that when they pull the plug on one fucking website, we're all like, you know.
Exactly. And it was purposeful. Just as we began this session talking about how these little entities like to cause a little bit trouble and they get a high out of it, they're getting such a high out of this.
Well, that's the thing, you know, the entities are part of the AI. One of the ways that we've been noticing a lot of people getting attachments is through using AI technology. There's a lady that does AI art that I cleared not too long ago, and she had all kinds of stuff. And we asked, what is her origin of her vulnerability? And they said it's through the AI art that she's creating. They're literally coming through her computer.
Yes. I get an image of, it's like, I call it magnetic. It's like magnetic energy comes out of these devices and then pulls your awareness, and it creates a magnetic storm around you. And so it's like when you have when you're watching these devices, if you're not protecting your energy field before you use a device, before you connect to somebody through technology, it's like the magnetic energy, it's like creates a storm in you. So you can receive, if you're, if somebody sends you an email or a video, you can receive the energy that they felt when they wrote the email or when they viewed it, and that magnetic energy then gets in your field and creates the jitteriness.
Yeah. And that's the thing these days, we have to really be on our game at all times. There's no place that's really like a safe space nowadays, because unfortunately, with all the technology, with all the 5G, with all the AI, all the, the portals that get opened through these things.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And this is one of the reasons why we asked Dolores Cannon, through a medium. We asked her, why, one of the reasons she didn't really talk about this stuff much. She talked about it a little bit in between death and life. She talked about demons. She talked about earthbounds. She did talk about attachments and avoiding bars and stuff, so you don't pick up earthbounds and things. But it wasn't something she chose to focus on. And one of my questions was, why didn't you talk about this more? And she said it wasn't as big of a problem.
Yes.
Because it's getting worse literally by the day, because the shift is impending, because all these energies are changing. And I hate to say it, but the dark side's kind of freaking out a little bit because they can see themselves kind of in a chokehold right now. And so they're trying to fight as hard as they possibly can.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. The chokehold. And if you can think of somebody in a chokehold, what are they doing? They're squirming. They're using their arms, their hands, kicking and screaming. And and so, and energetically, they're lashing out at the exact same time. Yeah.
100%.
And if you're not aware, then you're getting lashed out at, unconsciously. The energetic overload from all that energy is really affecting people. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why this shift is so important, though, because, we are the ones that have been in the chokehold for so long.
Exactly.
The roles are getting reversed.
Exactly.
And it's refreshing, but it's also chaotic at this moment. So we're growing.
And we just felt the chaoticness of their chokehold. They were, literally choking down the internet to choke it out, kicking and screaming. That's what I'm hearing, is that was an intention of that energy. Yeah.
They're doing it to all of us. Look at the farmers. We were talking a little bit about the farmers yesterday because so many of them are in protest right now. But they're protesting because they had no other choice. They were literally being forced out of their own, their livelihoods.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what a lot of us are realizing now. It's like we have no choice but to stand up for ourselves because, it's like a schoolyard bully. We're just tired of it. And now all the kids are coming together to fight the bully. I love it.
Exactly. Exactly.
We fight through intelligence, through energy, through protection, through a love. And that is something that I don't think know how to even deal with.
Exactly. And what we're seeing, like what I'm being given is the work that I do is 5D technology to protect yourselves. Because we are now playing this spiritual war on a different plane. And if we're using the 3D tools, the tools that got us to 3D and have allowed us to stay safe, like as light workers, we all got to 3D, we stayed safe. But in order to ascend, to be a benefit to yourself and others, you need to begin to align to 5D technologies. And that is the game changer. As you align these emotional and energetic tools with that, our guides, our higher selves are saying, now these are available to you. You can release the 3D coping mechanisms that you used to get this far. And it's not to say that those 3D coping mechanisms weren't necessary, because they were very much necessary to get us to this stage of the game. And now it's time to flip the script.
Now we're tougher than ever.
Yeah. Now we have technologies and tools to now flip the script on them. And as we start to embody and use these technologies to not just empower ourselves, but other light workers that are on the front lines, then we begin to flip the script on them very much. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's exciting times. I love it. I've been waiting. I've been praying for this for 20 years. I was very active in the 9/11 community and seeing how much pain came out of that, but how much learning came out of it, how much connectedness came out of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's good things come from bad all the time. So we have to transmute that energy. And that's where, these light workers are so important.
Yes, exactly. And the work that I do begins to, what I would say, arm light workers for their next stage. Because it's literally, and I'd like to, as part of this, I'd like to share with the community through you how that is done. But it's light workers up until now have had tools, but the tools have been limited to help them ascend so they can step into their roles that they're here to affect. Some people are here to affect within the spiritual community. Some of us are here to affect in 3D structures, institutions. And those may be hospitals as nurses or in school systems as teachers. But unless they begin to move out of 3D technologies that they use to affect people and into 5D technologies, then their work isn't going to be as beneficial or satisfying. And they're going to feel like they're struggling because they do get in the mud and in the muck, in the dark with the others. And it's time to
trying to use Morse code to communicate. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Old and outdated and slow. We got better things to do.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's 5G actually represents that. And why we think of it as bad is like it also can be good. As 5D, as light workers, we also have access to use that broadband, that speed of influence now. So they are arming themselves to pull down the vibration, but those light workers that can now elevate up at that same level, they can use those technologies as well to spread out like higher frequencies. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Exactly. Would you like to do a little mini session so that we can kind of go into it and almost use you as a model of how that works, and then clear out some of the jitteriness, and then kind of arm you with some spiritual technologies and tools, and create like kind of show the audience how that works.
Yes. Absolutely.
Would you be comfortable
I'm
with that?
so down. Are you kidding? I
Okay.
love being a guinea pig for spiritual experiments. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I love that. Okay.
And yes, Faye, welcome back. Yes, Facebook is down, by the way, Erica. So that's why I'm glad you you stumbled over here, because this is the only place we're up right now for some reason.
Yeah. How many viewers do? Yeah, because I don't have access.
We had 110 watching. Now we have 35.
Wow. Well, 35. Wow. Is it going up and down?
It's staying around 35. Facebook is still down. You can tell.
Okay.
Otherwise, we'd have more people back up.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Hi, Danny. She figured it out. Yeah, we're all over here chatting now. Facebook went down. Yeah. I've got people texting me going, "Oh my God, where's Facebook?"
Yeah.
Come on, YouTube. Yeah. So, what would you like to do for our first step?
So when you're ready, we'll go ahead and I'll just guide you into trance, and then I'll just kind of walk through the whole process and use you as a guinea pig. Your higher self was amazing and lovely last time, so she obliged me in all ways. So what I was thinking of doing is just guiding you into trance, doing exactly what we did when we met last week.
Oh no! Okay, live trance. Okay.
Live trance?
Why not? Let's just do it. Okay.
And have you ever gone live in trance or been live? Okay.
No.
Awesome.
Nobody make fun if I start snoring.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So in doing so what I think we'll do is, if this is okay with you, is we will heal the jitteriness and anything else that's on the surface for you, and then also probe into the higher self of anything we can heal deeper on an emotional level. And then if you're okay, then I will just I will ask the questions I would ask if we were in a private session, but nothing that will expose you. The higher self will protect you, but just kind of go through the process of what it looks and feels like. And then I will also flip the script and have your higher self to tune into me like we did as well, cool. So that people see the versatility of how this energy work really works. There you go.
Having mic issues. What a weird day today is. My goodness.
Has Mercury gone retrograde?
That's a good question. Here we go. Let's see if I fixed it. Hold on. I switched my mic back. There we go. Donna, you found us. There she is. Hello. Yeah, Facebook is down. Stupid thing. Everybody back up your shit today, just in case. All right. All right, I'm good.
Okay. We're ready? Okay. So go ahead.
Guys, for those of you who are coming back. There we go. Okay. All kinds of weird stuff happening.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to tune into the guidance.
Goodness. Okay.
Okay. So for everyone that's observing, connecting, just asking that when I bring Laura into trance, that you all just begin to tune in and become centered with us. Go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, just begin to feel your body releasing, relaxing, letting go. And that each and every person observing, connecting, just take another deep breath in. As Laura and I connect, release, relax, naturally everyone in observation connection naturally releases, relaxes as well. And now begin to realize each and every breath simply relaxes you even deeper. Taking another powerful deep breath in. And on this exhale, begin to feel the crown, the face, the shoulders, the arms, hands, hips, legs, relaxing, opening. That's right, going deeper and deeper with each and every breath. And as you go deeper and deeper, begin to now focus all the awareness on the sound of my voice, allowing my voice to bring you into that deep space of connection and relaxation. And now begin to call back all your energy, power, focus from other people, spaces, and places to all the energy that was siphoned, released, and just call it all back to you now. And as you call it all back to you, or begin to feel it coming back to you, begin to feel your body strengthening and lengthening as you now feel the awareness behind your eyes. And as you recognize the awareness behind your eyes, begin to notice that your eyes have softened, relaxed, knowing that you're now grounded, sovereign, safe. Begin to now visualize and see there's an opening at the center of your mind. Picture that opening now. And begin to describe the opening you see. What do you see?
Light.
And as you tune into this light, begin to feel this light magnetizing you, calling you forth. Feel yourself moving through and into this light. And as you move into this light, we're calling in my guides, Laura's guides, beings of the highest light. To all others we bind you. Now asking for the highest levels of protection for Laura, myself, everyone connected, related to this session, this community, and begin to feel a blanket of light covering us all. And as this energy protects us, begin to now picture and see the highest part of you waiting there to greet you. And as you tune in, picture her, begin to see her surrounded by flowers. What color flowers do you see?
Yellow.
And as you recognize the yellow flowers, when I count to 3, the highest part of you is going to offer you a yellow flower. And you're just going to receive that flower and allow the higher self to firmly merge with you, connect through you. 1, 2, and 3, feel the flower going to you. And now allowing the higher self to fully merge, to connect. When I count to 3, simply allow her fully to speak through you, to you. Now speaking to the highest part of Laura, I'd just like you to scan her being, her body, looking for areas of density, darkness, heaviness, confusion. Where might you feel, see this energy in your field?
Heart.
Feel into the heart. And as you tune into your heart, begin to recognize there's a sensation in your heart. What do you feel?
Dense energy.
And as you tune into that dense energy, begin to notice how it makes your heart feel. How does this dense energy make your heart feel?
Heavy.
And as you tune into that heaviness, begin to feel and recognize there's an energy, a color, shape, and form of energy that you're creating it. What do you see there?
A crystal.
What form, shape of crystal do you see?
Citrine.
And become aware why this crystal is causing your heart to feel dense.
It's been darkened.
And now as you tune into that darkened, become aware how that darkening affects you in your being and body. How does it make you feel?
Sad.
And as you recognize the sadness, become aware that sadness is creating a pattern in your life. 1, 2, and 3, what pattern does this create for Laura?
Mistrust in herself.
And as you tune into that mistrust, become aware of how long this mistrust has been with her. Is this lifetime or a past lifetime?
Both.
And as you tune into it, become aware of the age she first felt this feeling in this lifetime. How old were you when you first felt this feeling in this lifetime?
4.
Notice what was happening to create this mistrust. What was happening in her life that created this mistrust?
Pain.
And as you tune into this pain, notice what this pain made that 4-year-old version of her feel about herself and the world around her. How did it make her feel about herself, the world around her?
Sad. She couldn't trust.
And how is this holding her back in this present now?
She lacks trust in herself and others.
Now asking for assistance from the higher self to assist Laura to release this pattern. When I count to 3, Laura, you're just going to take a powerful deep breath in and push this feeling sensation out of your heart. 1, 2, and 3. Take that deep breath in. Now exhale, release. That's right. Let it go. And now begin to realize this energy is now upgrading, starting to transform to a powerful new feeling sensation form. 1, 2, and 3. See it now. What do you see now?
Bright energy.
And now feel into this bright energy and now feel it going into your heart. And as you recognize it going into your heart, begin to notice the sensations as it moves through and opens your heart. Begin to recognize the emotions in this sensation, in this bright energy. What do you feel?
A hardening for protection. She has closed herself off.
Where is the hardening in her body?
Solar plexus.
Focus on the solar plexus. Begin to feel into the solar plexus and noticing the hardening. What do you feel there?
Emptiness.
And as you recognize this emptiness, begin to see that emptiness is creating an energy, a color, shape, and form. See it now. What do you see?
Red.
And as you focus on the red, feel it. And now recognize and understand all the emotions embedded in this red. What do you feel?
Frustration.
And as you feel and recognize this frustration, become aware how this frustration is affecting Laura. How is it impacting her?
Makes her impatient. She wants things to come forward fast. She needs to slow down.
And as you recognize this, just begin to give yourself permission to release this impatience in this now moment, in every now moment hereafter. When I count to 3, you're just going to take a deep breath in and push this red, this hardening, this impatience out of your being body. 1, 2, and 3. Take that deep breath in. And on the exhale, powerfully push it out. That's right, releasing it entirely. And as you release this hardening, this red out of your body, begin to see it's now spinning, softening, upgrading, starting to transform to a powerful new energy, shape, and form. Picture and see it now. What do you see it as now?
Bright. White. Clear.
And as you focus into it, feel it. What do you feel in this bright, white, clear energy?
Progress.
When I count to 3, you're going to feel that sense of progress, this light in your solar plexus, strengthening your entire being and body. 1, 2, and 3, feel it now. And as you feel the sensation, begin to realize this means you're safe in this now moment and every now moment hereafter. as long as your heart shall beat. And as you recognize this feeling, now hear your higher self giving you guidance. What does she want you to know?
She is loved. She is safe.
And now bring all awareness back to the heart, to the warmth of that energy placed in the heart, and notice how it's affecting her heart now. And how is that light now affecting her heart?
It's brighter.
And
Stronger.
how will this light help her?
To keep going.
Excellent. And now begin just to scan her body. Notice any space and place in her body being that feels and remains jittery, jumpy from the disconnections, from the intrusions of energy from external forces. Feel her body and notice where in her body is she feeling that.
Third eye.
Focus on the third eye and feel and notice there's a sensation there. What do you see and feel?
A blockage.
Focus on the blockage and begin to feel what the blockage is doing, how it's affecting her being, her body. How is it affecting her?
Stifling her gift.
And now picture and see the energy, shape, and form there, creating that stifling. What do you see there?
Fear.
Become aware. What is it a fear of?
Attack. Ridicule.
And how does this fear affect Laura? How is it affecting her?
She blocks what she doesn't want to see.
And now asking for assistance of releasing this. Is she ready to release this fear?
Yes.
When I count to 3, just going to take a deep breath in and push this fear out of the third eye. 1, 2, and 3. Take that deep breath in. And now exhale, releasing out of the third eye. Feel the release. And now recognize the relief as that fear removes from the third eye. Now realize that energy is now spinning, upgrading, starting to transform to an upgrade to a powerful 3D technology feeling. 5D actually. 1, 2, and 3. See it now. What is it now?
Calm.
What is it?
Calm.
Calm. And now as you tune into the calm, begin to feel that sensation going through the third eye. Now picture the color, shape, and form of this calm going into the third eye. What do you see?
Light. Light is bright now.
And as you tune into this light, this bright light, feel and recognize how it's going to affect Laura, how it's going to help her.
Removes fear. Fear that blocks her.
And now hear a message from your guides, your higher self. What do they want you to know?
All is as it should be.
And now I'm being guided to look down at your feet, your feet, and notice any sensations in your feet that cause you to feel ungrounded, stuck, not able to move forward, to feel your path firmly, brightly. Feel and recognize any sensations in your feet that create that disconnection. 1, 2, and 3. What do you feel in the feet?
Heaviness.
Notice that heaviness now. Notice how it makes your feet feel. How does it make your feet feel?
Hard to move.
And as you recognize that, begin to picture and see there's an energy, color, shape, and form at your feet, creating that heaviness. 1, 2, and 3. See it now. What do you see at your feet?
Weights.
Look at those weights and notice how they affect your feet. How are these weights affecting your feet?
And they keep her stuck.
And when I count to 3, you're going to become aware of the emotions embedded in these weights. 1, 2, and 3. What emotions are embedded in these weights?
Anger, angered, anger about pain. She moves to avoid this pain. But she struggles to move now because of the weights.
And how is this holding her back?
I keep her from moving forward.
Is there anything the higher part of her wants her to know about these weights before they're healed?
She put them there. She can remove them if she wants.
Is she ready to remove them?
Yes.
When I count to 3, Laura, you're just going to take a deep breath and push these weights off and out of your feet. 1, 2, and 3. Take a deep breath in. And now exhale, release. And as you release these weights, feel the relief as they pull off your feet, your body, your being. And now realize the weight is coming off and now spinning before you, getting lighter and lighter and pure, brighter and brighter. Now upgrading to the highest frequency, shape, form, emotion. 1, 2, and 3. Picture it now. What do you see?
Clear, bright light.
And as you recognize that clear, bright, white light, feel into it and recognize the emotion, sensations in it. What do you feel?
Lighter.
When I count to 3, you're just going to feel that sensation in your feet. 1, 2, and 3. Feel it in your feet. Notice this feeling naturally causes you to feel safe, sovereign, grounded. And because this feeling is now embedded in your feet, you naturally understand it is now safe for you to be in this body in this lifetime and to move forward on your path. And now when I count to 3, you're going to begin to feel at the bottoms of your feet, the highest part of you placing you on your path. 1, 2, and 3, feel the warmth at your feet. And if you recognize this warmth, begin to realize this sensation means you are on your path. And it is now easy and possible for you to recognize this feeling, this sensation, allowing you to grow in power, strength, potency. Now tune into your higher self. Is there anything she wants you to know?
She will succeed. She's making the world brighter every day. She must trust herself and in her ability to connect to others. She brings others to a safe space. It's important.
And now asking the highest part of her now to just connect, to send light through her body, to seal in and make permanent these changes. You got light running through your body now. What color lights do you see?
Bright white light.
And as you tune into this bright white light, begin to feel it expanding your field, opening you up, and begin to realize this feeling means you're safe and that all changes made today are permanent and they are powerful. And they will now double intensity, power, strength, potency over the next couple seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. And now asking the highest part of Laura to tune into the highest part of me and connect to the higher self. And as you connect to the higher self, begin to notice any energy in my field, being, and body that caused any disturbance in Facebook or in this session, in this community. Notice any energies. Do you feel anything in my field?
In the sacral, there is a block.
Focus on the block in the sacral. Begin to picture and see there's an energy, shape, and form there creating that block. See it now. What do you see?
Distrust, and everything is as it should be. There's no reason to distrust when you are guided.
And as you focus on that distrust, begin to picture and see that distrust is creating an energy, a shape, a form, a color. What do you see?
Orange, but darker orange. There's been the darkening of energies. We are clearing now.
I'm just going to take a deep breath in and release the darkness. And as that darkness is released, begin to see them spinning the energy, reshaping it, reforming it, upgrading to a powerful new energy, something that's going to allow a deep sense of trust, power in my being and body and sacral. 1, 2, and 3. See it now. What is it now?
Clear.
And now begin to
Right.
feel that clear, bright light going into the sacral and recognize the emotion, sensations in this energy. What do you feel?
Impatience.
In the energy?
In those watching.
And those.
Many want to change and become now. They must wait. Change is coming.
And as you tune into the impatience, become aware, are these physical or non-physical beings that are experiencing this impatience?
Both.
And begin to notice how that impatience is affecting Jamie, her being, her body, her field. What do you notice?
There's growth happening, but not as fast as most would like. But slow growth is the best growth, is stronger.
Excellent. Now asking that the highest beings now create an energy, a shape and form for Jamie, something that protects her from the impatience of physical and non-physical beings as this energy that she has within her begins to transmute out or transcend outwards. 1, 2, and 3. See an other energy, shape, and form. What do you see?
A seed.
As you see the seed, what color is the seed?
White. It's a white seed.
And as you look at the white seed, become aware of the energy, the emotions in this white seed.
Hope.
And now see that hope placed inside Jamie. Where's that hope going to her at?
The heart.
And as that white hope, that seed, the hope goes into her heart, begin to hear and tune in to the guides giving her a message about this hope in her heart. What do they want her to know?
She must help it grow through love.
Thank you. And now, is there any other blockages in Jamie's field?
No, all is bright.
Thank you. And as you tune in, just begin to see the guides, the higher self, sending light through Jamie's field, protecting her field, making and sealing in permanent these changes. See that light now. What color light is going through Jamie's field?
All colors. Even colors you do not know.
Thank you for these colors and the receipt of them into my being and body, my awareness now. And now asking that the entire community, all that have connected into the session in this now moment or another now moment, asking that they now be shielded, protected, sent light through them. 1, 2, and 3, see that light going through into all those connected, related to this session, this time. What color light do you see going to all?
All the colors. All the colors.
And how will this light affect all that are connected?
It will strengthen your protection and your inner light.
Thank you. And now becoming aware to the guides that have stepped forth to provide this protection, this connection. And now asking, why was there an attempt to interfere with this connection today? What was the intention of to interrupt, disconnect today?
It is a test.
What is it a test of?
A reaction.
And is there anything they would like to share with us on this test?
Use intuition to know who to trust. Not all is as it seems.
And how did Laura and myself do on this test?
Right. No fear.
Thank you. And is there anything else that would be like to share with us before we complete this session?
You are loved.
Thank you. And now thank you to all the guides, the higher selves that step forward to offer love, sovereignty, safety, and healing, protection. And now we thank you for joining us, being within us, protecting us. Laura, I'm going to count upwards from 1 to 5. When I get to 5, you're going to come back into your body, connecting back to the feeling in your solar plexus of your heart, to your feet feeling light, free, your feet warm on your path. 1, just begin to tune into your body in space and time. 2, take a deep breath in and allow that breath to bring you back into your body. 3, begin to feel your fingers, your toes, noticing where you are in space and time. 4, grounding yourself powerful in your body, grounding strong, powerful in your body. And now 5, firmly all the way back in your body, feeling amazing in every way.
Everything's bright. Can't see.
How do you feel?
Drunk.
Yeah? Yeah, I have that. Yeah, the
Like
sessions.
somebody spiked my chai this morning.
Yes, yes. I've had that people come out of sessions feeling drugged. Yeah, just take a minute. Come back and
eyes are watering like crazy. What the hell just happened? I don't remember any of it.
Your third eye. They healed. Oh, the reason your eyes are feeling like that is because they healed your third eye. You had a block on your third eye, and they put light there, and so it opened it up. So your eyes are probably going to feel a little blinded because you're used to
everything is fucking bright. Like
yes,
right now I'm like,
yeah, you're used to operating with a blocked third eye, so everything's going to feel really bright. Trippy, right?
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was going to happen today.
It was a test. That's
I
so
love
funny.
hypnosis. I fucking love hypnosis.
I do too.
I
I
really
do
do.
too.
But I do feel like somebody slapped me though.
Do you?
Well, like in a good way, like
Mm-hmm.
a love tap.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way I can put it.
Yeah. And I think
Ah,
that in a way, like that, like your higher self did like point out it was a test. And that's why
I didn't snore, did I?
no, I
No,
was
just-
I was I was in trance too. So I wasn't observing you. I was energetically feeling you.
The only thing I remember is that everything started shaking. My eyes were going like this, and then it's the last thing I remember. I was just gone.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I'll be interested to watch
I
the
still
replay of
feel
that.
a little like ungrounded a little bit, but like in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like
Let's
spacey.
let's go ahead and ground you a little bit more. Are you ready? Just so you can
Yes.
come back in.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was powerful. Yeah, it was cool. Your third eye, your heart, and your solar plexus in your feet. So we just like went through it all. That should help you a lot. Feel a lot more connected. Oh, I just saw 11, 11, 11, and 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh.
111. Wow.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Let me just
Hi
ground
guys.
you.
I'm just catching up on comments here. Cool.
Yeah.
What did I say?
I was in trance too. So
I'll have to watch the recording now.
yeah. So I mean, what started off with your heart was feeling blocked, a sense of distrust, and then went to your solar plexus, was feeling a hardening, like you wanted to like harden, and that came from, I believe,
I
distrust.
think my guides are still close because I can feel like that pressure on my chest that I normally do.
Yeah.
Can you step off a little bit, guys?
Take a little step back, a little break.
Yeah, back off a little. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So just go ahead and close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, just feel your feet grounding to the earth, reconnecting to the warmth that was placed in your feet. And as you reconnect to that warmth, begin to just feel your feet grounding onto your path and grounding strong into your body. From feet to core to crown, strong, grounded in your body. And as if you're standing tall in your body into the bright light that's now shining within your third eye, in your face, as if you're smiling into it, waiting to greet it. How do you feel now?
Much better. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes the energetics are so powerful that when you kind of pull out, it's just like you're still feeling the totality of all those changes. And it can be a little bit ungrounding. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Does anybody in the community have any questions or anything?
Yeah, guys, anything you want to know? I have questions, but I'm gonna have to watch the replay before I can ask them.
Yeah.
Like, what was that? What was
Yeah. How many people are watching right now?
this? 33.
Wonderful.
Again, 33.
33.
So Facebook must still be down then, yeah? Do we
Yeah.
still logged out? My mom has called me 3 times. Hi, Mom. She's probably
That's crazy. The numbers.
she's probably freaking out about Facebook as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's back. Okay.
Okay.
I think it is. All my pages are inaccessible though. That's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess people are maybe they're gonna start coming back. That's very strange though, because the menu and stuff isn't available on all these. I have no access to my face. Oh, wait. I just had to close it and reopen it. Now it's working. Okay.
Is it working?
Very strange. Yeah, it seems to be working now. Yeah, it's working now again. Jeez, what a weird day.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally crazy.
Wow. People are wanting to know how they can have a session too.
Yeah. I can share my information through Facebook is a great way to reach me. Facebook Messenger. They can add me as friend on Facebook and message me through that. I have.
I'll share a link to your page now that I can log back in.
Yeah.
There we go. Share. Okay, there we go. Now I've got the link for you guys. I'll share it to all so that way you guys can have a hypnosis session. I think this is the first time I've channeled anything on recording.
Yeah.
I've channeled a couple times through hypnosis.
Yeah. When you go into trance for spirit clearings, do you have a facilitator that guides you? Do you do it?
I'm not the medium. I'm the facilitator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I am working on my mediumship abilities. They are increasing, but they've been slow building.
Yeah.
I was able to see as a kid, and I had some traumatic experiences, and one of my memories is just hiding my face. Going, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. So I shut it off for a long time. So I'm in the process of turning it back on and dialing it up again.
Yeah. You might notice that turned up for you because they cleared the block in your third eye. So you might notice that comes online for you over the next, couple days to weeks to months.
It's been going like crazy. Like last night, like I thought of a friend I haven't thought of in quite a while. And then literally within a minute, she messaged me and I was like, like she was thinking of messaging me and I picked up on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so telepathy right now is just insane.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's
going through the roof.
Yeah. And the clearer you are, like energetically, the more those messages can be received from spirit and from others as well. And the clearer you are about the messages that they're sending,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Exciting times ahead.
Exactly.
I'm excited to see the recording.
Yeah. And
also nervous at the same time.
Yeah. And so this is one of the things we had talked about in our, when we were speaking last week is about how this work frees up light workers, all these ways that we felt we couldn't access our gifts, all the blocks, because up until now we weren't really safe to use them. But now we're getting the green light to really step into our gifts. Those gifts are coming online right now for a reason. And there's tools such as this to allow light workers to step into the gifts they weren't able to access up until now. Yeah. And to feel safe accessing those gifts now. And the more that one of us accesses them, empowers the others to start really accessing the gifts that they came here to use.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely.
People keep calling me and freaking out because Facebook is down for them still. I've gotten like 10 missed calls from people. That is hilarious. I really do feel like there's even more strange times ahead. We all got to buckle up and get ready,
Exactly. I feel that
who knows what's going to happen with all this technology failures and weird tests and things that they're doing on us. And so,
Yeah, it was really interesting when we tuned in to find out why that happened for us in this session. At the exact time when we were beginning to like tune in and lost everyone, there was a reason for that. That's what I'm hearing.
Wow.
And it's funny because when I go into trance, I'm also so connected, and I'm hearing that it was a test both for you and me, how we were going to handle.
For all of us, how we're going to handle all these weird things.
Yes. Yeah. Are you going to step into your power, collapse, or are you going to regroup and understand the people that did show up? The third, we did lose people, but the ones that stayed were the ones that were meant to stay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm feeling a little spaced out still.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, that's fact. So for everyone that is here,
I'm
observing.
kind of glad that my first channeling only had 30 people watching versus the 100 and something that normally are watching. Less pressure.
Yes, it was a safer side audience as well, and everybody that that were able to be here held space for you.
Oh, I love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys are wonderful.
How do you feel post like channeling session about sharing that with your audience, that experience?
I keep getting all of these downloads right now. I'm getting like 50 thoughts popping into my head right now. It's hard to choose one. To say out loud is the best way I can put it. These guys are really special. Everybody that follows these pages, I feel like I knew in a past life. It's weird. Like every time, I connect with even just one of you on a personal level, it's like it's like reconnecting with an old friend, even though we may not know each other very well. Like it's hard to explain. So it's like we're all one big soul family, I guess is the best way to put it. And so I truly feel safe around these guys. Like I can be myself and express myself in whatever way I'm feeling. And that's why I don't mind like sharing with you guys. Like I have no filter. I have no shame. I have no filter. I talk about all these things because this is just, like I said, it's a safe space and you guys make it a safe space for me. So thank you. I hope I can return the favor as much as possible.
Yeah. And it's such a gift you give because you're able to access that authenticity that other people may not feel like they're safe to admit. Like I have this block, that has not allowed this gift to fully flourish yet, Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And we all of us light workers have them at some point in our journey. So
very, very true.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What a day.
No, it was definitely a whirlwind.
And it's only like what? It's like 11:30.
Yes.
And now my mom is calling me for the 5th time. You know what? I'm gonna put her. Mom, you're on podcast now because you won't stop calling me. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, welcome.
It's okay. There's only 30 people watching because Facebook is down and we're all watching on YouTube.
That's fine. Okay. Bye.
Bye, Mom.
Hi.
I put her on the spot.
That's so funny.
No, she didn't like that, but that's funny. Like I said, everything is changing from a moment to moment basis. So we really just got to stay on our toes.
Yes. Yeah. 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 And I think it's interesting how we started off the just the connection with talking about the rascally little earth element trying to create peskiness.
I know, right? The mischievous elemental when everything goes down. It's like, oh, you want to talk about me? Well,
yeah. And we discount that those energies have the power to like collapse this, like an entire, like a communication.
I don't know. I mean, millions of people were affected too. But that's the thing. We're all in our own subjective holographic reality too.
Exactly.
So we can affect things on a monumental scale that we have no awareness of. So you never know.
You never know. Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, so do you have any questions or anything about the process? Anything that I'm
no stranger to hypnosis, as many of you are aware. So that was it was a comfortable experience for me. I wasn't, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't nervous or anything. The only thing that made me nervous is because I wasn't sure if my body would start doing weird things because you never know what's going to happen when you're hypnotized. So
was your experience with this type of hypnosis different than what you've experienced with other types of hypnosises that you?
Well, the only hypnosis that I've had before this one was QHHT, and it is very different. But then the whole process takes longer. I mean, you need a 2-hour conversation usually because you're kind of working through the trust portion, the trust building portion of it, as you know. But then it also takes you, sometimes the induction takes like 20 minutes to put you under. And the funny thing is when the first 2-3 times I was hypnotized, I never went completely out.
Yeah.
I still stayed conscious. So I was getting wild intuitive downloads, like things I could see in my mind's eye, but
Yeah.
I was gaslighting myself into telling myself that it was bullshit.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, it wasn't until I started developing my mediumship abilities and my meditation that I've been able to go deeper faster.
Yes.
And that is what I've noticed has made a huge difference.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah.
And my induction is relatively quick. I mean,
Yeah.
it just,
and effective.
yeah. Yeah, and it comes from the clinical aspect of like I just drop them right away, and so yeah, I go right in for it, which it kind of takes the ego off guard too, how quickly it doesn't know it's coming, which is great, because the ego can step back and the higher self can fully merge forward, and because the induction is so quick and rapid. Yeah, and that's kind of different than somebody else's other experience with maybe QHHT or BH. Is it BHQ?
BQH.
Yeah. And so so I go into like a rapid induction and then move right to the connection, which is different for others and their experience. So yeah, and
good.
I use NLP too to guide the mind, and I'm not sure if you're aware with NLP,
neuro-linguistic programming.
So I'm using that. It's like to guide the mind through each step. Yeah, and so it's just word combinations that allow the mind to be guided to each step, and that creates rapid healing. Like we healed 4 things in probably, I don't know, I wasn't aware, but maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And that rapid healing would take somebody maybe lifetimes to clear those blocks on their own.
Or multiple freaking lifetimes.
Yes.
Hi, Natasha. Natasha's here.
Oh, Natasha.
She says, hi, Jamie.
Yes.
We were just talking about you at the beginning of the show, Natasha. We were saying how awesome you are.
Yeah. And I credited you with bringing me into this world.
Like
the more spiritual world. Awesome.
We're going to get Natasha on here. I'm going to have to reel her in and get her on the podcast sometime, because Natasha's amazing, you guys.
She is.
I'm learning so much from Natasha. Just on Wednesdays, we hang out during the SRT meetup group, chats, weekly chats. And every time I watch Natasha work, I add something to my protocol. Thank you, Natasha, for that, because she's been doing this so long and she's got so much experience and knowledge, and I just, she's one of those people that you can really look up to and be like, I want to learn everything you know.
Yes. And she's cleared me a couple times. And I've appreciated all her clearings and such her unique approach. And I've always immediately felt amazing.
She spends like 20 minutes just going through the chakras.
Yeah.
I do a full clearing in 20 minutes sometimes. She is so thorough. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
and she picks up things that are so, like, it's just things that you have an awareness are maybe affecting you, but you didn't necessarily realize they're coming from a spiritual attachment or something. And then she's able to tune into it and clear those. And that really helps me, because of the work I do. I'm not necessarily in the SSR world in terms of like me doing it, but the work that I did, like these sessions, it also creates a vulnerability that sometimes the dark side of the coin does not necessarily like healing other people.
Tough shit.
So sometimes I can get targeted for that, and I appreciate the backup support from those that are experts in the field of RSR.
Yep, absolutely. Like we've all got a lot to learn. And I bet, even Natasha still learns stuff every day. It's like we said earlier, you could be doing this for 50 years and you're still going to learn something new all the time, because there's just so much. This is so big. One of the funny things, when I got into hypnosis and I read 21 of 23 of Dolores's books and practically like memorized Between Death and Life and a few others of hers, I thought I knew everything.
Yeah.
I lulled myself into that so much because I'm like, there's not that much more to learn. Like, I just got to learn this and this. There's a few hard, little complex things about quantum mechanics I've got to learn. But for the most of it, I think I got it down. I don't know shit now.
I know, right? You
Carrie
find out,
Palmer's rabbit hole is so deep, there is no freaking bottom.
right? The more you know, the more you understand you don't know. Yeah,
exactly. But that's what makes it fun. It's never boring. You never know what your day is going to bring. You never know who
exactly.
you're going to help and how all of this stuff is going to come together. And it's what my favorite thing is when you help somebody and then they help 50 more people.
Exactly.
And those 50 more people help 1,000 more people. And then those 1,000 more people can even help 1,000,000 more people,
Exactly.
And so if you think about it, just one person can affect millions along the grapevine.
And we're always doing that without us consciously aware of us, how we're affecting each other.
Yeah.
So that's what's exciting is like, and sometimes as healers, especially at this point, we feel limited because our scope is to those that are awakening or aware or open. And when you heal something in you, for instance, it's not just healing you, it's healing your mother, it's healing every person you contact.
I love that.
Right. And so sometimes we feel like, oh, it's just healing myself. No, you're healing, and your healing creates ripples to all those you'll connect to, all those that are interacting with your field. And so I think as light workers, we sometimes feel like it's not enough. Like, that one person that we healed today or 5 people that we interacted and did therapy with, it's not just them. It's all those around them.
Yes.
You're healing.
They're asking for Natasha's Facebook. Natasha, do you have an actual, a Facebook page, darling? They want to know your page as well. See, we're going to have to get you on the podcast too, Natasha. See? Abby's got a cool question. She said, I've had a QHHT session, was also hypnotized at a school function, but I was never properly able to be put under. My mind was too present and was really getting in the way of accessing any information. Is meditation the main way you suggest to work on this? That's what helped me.
Yeah. And it's also, I would say to go to the practitioners that were doing these sessions. It's the skill level of the practitioners. So some people will say, I wasn't able to be hypnotized through this modality or in this situation. And I would say that it can also go to the skill level and competence of the practitioner. For me, I got to train in the therapeutic world. So I became very good at the induction. And I would only say of the hundreds of people that I've put under, maybe 1 or 2 were no-goes. And that was because they might have been on a substance or a situation that even I was not comfortable breaking through that barrier.
Yeah.
So it goes to, so I would tell people that have had experience that say, I was not hypnotizable, it didn't work in this situation, to remain open, that there are practitioners that are skilled enough to can bring everybody into that state. It's not a magical, mystical state we go in and out of. And sometimes this method, it is, it allows for somebody to become even a better meditationer. It's because I kind of point out, this is the space you're going. This is the feeling you're looking for. And I'm guiding the body into that space. And so when somebody does leave the session and go into mediumship or into meditation work, they're able to find this is the space I've always been looking to find, the stillness.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I feel that it's going to get easier for us as the shift approaches too. There's a lot of people who are realizing they're mediums now.
Yes.
And it's because they weren't really tuning into those higher frequencies before. And now that they are, they're like, oh my God, I've got gifts I didn't even know I had.
Yes.
And that's the thing. These are all gifts that you all inherently have naturally, but we've dialed them back. It's like a muscle that you don't use. If you don't use it, you lose it, as they say.
Exactly.
So with meditation, that's what you do is you are strengthening your third eye muscle.
Yeah. And be able to feel into all the senses, because as a medium, you're not just using your third eye, you're using your entire, all your senses, your hearing, your feeling, all those feelers have to come online for you to be able to interpret the full message.
Absolutely.
And we're so used and conditioned to tuning out of those senses. Like,
yep.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And this is why, like I said, the more you meditate, the more I think that this is going to get easier for people. Like, and it's not just for channeling, like hypnosis,
Yeah.
like I wasn't fully going under. A
Yeah.
lot of people say, oh, I can't go under. Well, that's because either you have attachments or you're literally giving yourself blockages by saying, I can't be hypnotized.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't be hypnotized, then you can't, because
Yeah.
that's what you're saying. You're literally manifesting that you
Yeah.
can't be hypnotized.
You're literally putting up a projection, an energetic wall.
One of my favorite Dolores Cannon moments. She had a very left-brained, scientific-minded man come to her for a session, and he said the same thing. Well, I can't be hypnotized, and she's like, well, not with that attitude. And he goes, well, I'm open-minded. I would like to be, but it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
So she tried all day long with him, and sure enough, they didn't get him under because he was just, digging his heels in.
Yeah.
So, or at least subconsciously.
Mm-hmm.
So she says to him, this is really funny. She goes, let's try a keyword, like where you set a word that will allow you to go under hypnosis easier next time.
Yeah.
So she says, what word, would you like to use for your keyword? And we'll try this again tomorrow. Just one more time. We'll try it again. And he goes, okay. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. What he told her.
Oh,
and she was like, okay, fine. So the next day, she sits him down and she says, okay, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Like that. He was out. Gone.
Oh, wow.
He was out in 5 minutes.
That's amazing.
But it was because he set his intention on that word. And he said to himself, okay, if you use that word, I will allow myself to go under.
Yes.
And even though it was like a silly thing and he was kind of mocking in a way by picking something so silly. But you never know as well what your own intuition is going to come up with. My keyword for hypnosis is butterscotch for some reason.
Oh, wow. Do you use that when you're allowing
sometimes, yeah. When I'm doing QHHT, that's my go-to, because for some reason it knocks me out.
Yeah.
Like the third time I was hypnotized, we figured that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I don't even know where the word, I don't even like butterscotch, but that's what's funnily enough, that's what my grandparents used to give me every time I came over. They would give me those Werther's Originals.
Yeah. So
that's where I think the connection came from, because my grandparents and my father both loved those. So I think that's where you have that homely, safe feeling, I guess, is what it. So it made me wonder when I learned that, and thinking about him, like maybe Mary Poppins was something that made him feel safe as a child. So that he said that's why it worked so well for him, because it put him into that safe space.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. It's because if you can find the feeling, sensation of safety, that's what's actually allowing someone to go into that state.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's my intuitive thought as to why that's my safety, my keyword. Because it allows me to feel safe in that space.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant.
Yeah. When I'm working with people in the clinical setting, one of the first things I do is guide them to their to a childhood memory where they felt safe. And once we create that in that safety, and it's always a childhood memory that creates safety. And then once they feel safe in the body, they're willing to open up their energetic field and find all the spaces that are trapped emotions and trapped wounds. But without that safety first, they won't go there. So yeah. I think in the first session that we did off camera, was when you accessed a childhood memory, and that then allowed you to go deeper. So now you're able to just go into this without the childhood memory access first.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Usually what I'll do is, when I'm working with somebody for the first time, is do similar to what we did, but accessing childhood memories. And once we bring those feeling sensations into the body, allow the body to remember that feeling, and then we amplify it and create an energetic field of safety around them. And then from that space, the unconscious mind feels safe to begin to look at the traumas, the things that you wouldn't necessarily allow yourself to feel and recognize, that exist in our fields and that are so scary to feel and to remember. So
Brilliantly said. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Jamie. What a fun podcast this has
Yes.
been today.
Thank you. I loved it.
Kat had one quick question. What if you had an abusive childhood? So what if your childhood wasn't a safe space for you? Where would
Yeah.
you go from that case?
I would do the same. It's similar. I would guide Kat into a space of relaxation, accessing a memory that did have a component of safety. And there's what I would do is tune into the higher self and find out like where there was a moment of safety. And then we would just access that moment of safety. Even in a midst of abusive upbringings, there are moments that we were connected to safety, where we're connected. And so we just find and isolate that. And that will then allow us to go in and begin to unpack the trauma from the abuse, and then like help them heal in this lifetime.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
we have a lot of work to do. You know,
Yeah.
we're self-healing, we're helping others heal. We
Yeah.
are getting our children ready for all of these big changes that are coming,
Yeah.
and educating them as much as possible. We've got a lot of homework to do.
Yeah. Well,
So
and we have a lot of healers and a lot of tools now coming online that we didn't even have 2 years ago. So all these healers have been in training for these moments that are coming, that we now have tools to start to access and quote unquote arm light workers to do their spiritual missions.
yes, absolutely.
So,
We've got a lot of work to do.
Yes. Well, thank you for bringing me on and allowing me to share this work with the audience.
It's a pleasure, really, it is. And I this has been such an enjoyable experience. And I hope you guys message Jamie and get some hypnosis in, because this was phenomenal. I can't wait to see what happened earlier. I'm gonna have to rewatch this podcast.
Yeah. And I always tell people after they have a session and begin just to, over the next day or two, just observe and notice any changes in your being and body, actions you might have not taken a week ago, and just notice how you start to move differently.
Yes.
That's kind of how we know that healing has taken place.
So true.
Yeah.
And yes, some of you are just coming back onto Facebook now. We've been on YouTube this whole time chatting away. If you want to watch the full podcast, there's a YouTube channel with the same name as the Facebook page, Astral Exploration with Lara Star. That's where we've been chit-chatting this whole time. You guys missed quite a lot today, but there's a really, really good one. So make sure you go back and check it out. For those of you who are just coming back, the Facebook is back. And today there's going to be, as you can see, thank you, Daniela. There's going to be at 1:45 today, a free live stream with Tracy Trimble, opening your mind with a channeled message from Uriel and Mott. That'll be great today. See, all of these spirits coming forward, giving us some insight and some confidence boost. We need it right now.
Yes.
And to see, everybody's coming back now. It's so funny. Check me
Is
out on
it?
YouTube, guys. Make sure you're following on YouTube. We've been on YouTube this whole time. Facebook is
How
just
many-
coming back now, but there's a whole bunch of people commenting that we survived the Facebook boot.
Oh, wow.
Because we're using StreamYard and we're going through multiple stuff. So luckily, if Facebook ever goes down again, guys, just go look for us on YouTube. We're always somewhere.
Yeah. How many people are back now?
Comment from Natasha.
Aw. I love you, Natasha. You are too.
That'd be wonderful. So yeah, thank you, Jamie. We're gonna have you back sometime. We'll have another conversation. This was a really, really great chat today.
Yes. It was amazing. It was amazing. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
And I love you guys very much. I will see you all tomorrow. And Jamie, just hang out for a minute. We'll continue our chat.
Okay. Sounds
Thanks,
good.
guys. See you later. Mwah. Love you all. Bye.